Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa bil aliyyil azim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Amin. Salam Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for listening to our podcast of Ababa Rasul, Revelation of Al-Quran. This podcast is about chronological order of Al-Quran, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Jibril, from Jibril to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in this podcast, the first podcast title, we name an Introduction to Al-Quran according to chronological order of revelation. Reading Al-Quran has made me aware there are certain journey I fully understand when I start to read Al-Quran according to revelation. As I seen the journey of Prophet Muhammad, what was difficult, and also the promises of the promise of Almighty Allah to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to all the believers as well. And in reading Al-Quran according to revelation, I actually see how Muhammad struggled from his struggle to the weight of the burden of the message, and also the journey through establishing the Islam and calling people to accept the message. That was quite eye-opening. It's quite interesting when you read the Quran according to Revelation, where you start seeing the introduction when Almighty Allah started introducing himself to Prophet Muhammad through Jibril. And I felt so sad how Prophet Muhammad was trying his best, telling people, calling people to the right path, and how some people, even with the evidence, they started denying the message as well. So this podcast will take us on a journey in relating to introduction to life before the Prophet. Before the Prophet received the Al-Quran from Jibril, we will look into the life of the Arab and the Mecca people before the revelation. We will look into what religion are they practicing, what is their belief and the role of the Kaaba in Mecca. What are the belief of the people, the Arab people in Mecca and its surrounding? What was their values? What they classify as their responsibility, and what does Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what is role probably before he started receiving the revelation of Al-Quran? We will look into that as an introductory phase. And also during the introductory phase, we also take us through the journey of the Prophet Muhammad and why Muhammad loved going to the mountain Hira, and the reason why. We need to understand these before we could start revealing the first surah and start taking us through the journey of Al-Quran. We need to understand what was life before the prophethood. So what was life in Mecca? What are the people? Who are they? Who's in charge? What are they doing? Because we need to understand one thing. Mecca is such a big city where a lot of people were coming there for businesses, and also they're coming there to worship idols. It was quite a monumental event that normally took place in Mecca. A lot of people know this. They participate into the shirk behavior. And after we studied that, then we started looking into the first revelation. So after learning about the lifestyle of the people of Mecca and their religion, we now discuss the first revelation, which is Surah Al-Alaq, verse 1 to 5. And we look into these verses in depth, and also we will discuss what happened after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam received this verse, and what was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam reaction. And we will discuss Surah Qalam, verse 1 to 4, and also we will pay attention to verse 51 and 52, and the assurance in those verses from Almighty Allah, and followed by the Surah Al-Muzammil 1 to 10, the reason why the Surah was revealed, and the lesson and the burden of the message and the commandment from Allah about all the people who deny the truth, which is about verse 11 to 13. We will discuss that as well. And also we will look into Surah Al-Mudaththir 1 to 7. Some scholars actually, Surah Al-Mudaththir, some scholars believe this was the first surah that was revealed before the Surah Al-Alaq. So we will compare Surah Al-Alaq, we will compare Surah Al-Mudaththir and reflect on each surah, and we can come to a conclusion as well. We will discuss each surah in depth, and bear in mind we will introduce only authentic narration of hadith we will introduce into this podcast. So this is just giving you an introduction, and then from there we're going to discuss Surah Al-Fatiha, the famous surah, the old surah that we have to recite every day. Every Muslim knows this surah. Yeah, it's a famous surah. I love it. Everyone loves Surah Al-Fatiha. So we will discuss this surah. I think going with this podcast, and inshallah, when we go through this journey together, my intention is there's a lot of tafsir of Al-Quran, how they beautiful tafsir of Al-Quran. So many of them. You read it. They're all beautiful. They're well explained. You all know the name of tafsir out there. But what I feel like happens most is I won't find any tafsir of Al-Quran according to Revelation in a chronological order. So there's the only thing that I haven't found. So I've listened to Tafsir of Al-Quran like Yosef as well. I think most people that will be listening to this could be a well-knowledgeable sheikh about Tafsir of Al-Quran. So, but I haven't seen any Tafsir of Al-Quran according to Revelation, because each verse is connected. We all know this in Al-Quran, because Almighty Allah, we know there's this common trend where Almighty Allah repeats. He will repeat certain words or certain incidents or certain story. He will repeat it. And for me, I'm a human being. I think my style is you have to tell me things not once or twice. You have to repeat it before I actually grab it. And Almighty Allah actually knows. Allah created us, so Allah knows certain things will need to be repeated for people like myself to understand it as well. So, and if you read Quran according to Revelation or according to chronological order, you start connecting the dots. You start seeing the phase where it was an introductory phase where Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was actually not preaching Islam to a lot of people. He was just in-house to the friends, people that are close to him. He was telling them about Islam. And then from then, where he has gained some trust among his family, not everyone in his family accepted Islam, we all know this. But he has gained some trust, and then comes the commandment of Almighty Allah telling him to start warning his family, start passing on the message to the people of Mecca. And then the journey of start spreading Al-Quran and the challenges Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam faces among the people of Mecca. How they plan to say, astaghfirullah, they start saying Prophet Muhammad is crazy, is this, is that. They start making things up. It was very hard. And people that accept Islam during when Muhammad was calling people, they're actually making their life hard. We heard the story of Bilal, where Bilal was being dragged. Oh, la ilaha illallah. He was being tortured. A lot of people were going through difficult as well. So you're going through from an introductory phase where nothing happened, no one knows about Islam except the family. And when it started preaching to the whole community and people started accepting Islam, and then we moved to a phase where the challenge was crazy, was very hard on the Ummah, or the people that accept, the first people that accepted Islam. So and then from there we move to now seeing people now ganging up that do not accept the message of. This is the problem. The first problem is this: as soon as Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam started saying "La ilaha illallah," they're absolutely gone crazy. Allah says "Yastakbirun" in one verse of the Quran, like they become so arrogant. So "Yastakbirun," they were like, no, they were condemning the message. They were saying no such things. This is very, very difficult. And inshallah, through this podcast, we will go through Al-Quran according to Revelation. Bear in mind, some scholars agree to the revelation that we will go through. Some scholars say certain ayah come first, certain ayah is this and that. But most people do agree to certain chronological order of revelation. And inshallah, we will go through it. And inshallah, and also bear in mind as well, I need to say this as well. Each surah, for example, Surah Alaikum, let's say for example, also we will discuss 1 to 5, because 1 to 5, according to narration, is the first verse that was related. From 6, most scholars have agreed this came later date. No, it wasn't revealed completely. The whole surah was not revealed completely. Some surah was revealed completely. Like for example, Surah Fatiha was revealed completely. Some surah was revealed completely, but some of it was revealed, and later date, the remaining verses was revealed. So inshallah, we will go through all this as well. And my aim is to reflect, not just you listening to me, murmuring and whatnot. For you to reflect on each verse is for you to have deep understanding how the journey of the revelation of the Quran and the impact the revelation of the Quran had on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the impact this message had on the community of the people of Mecca, and also to the society that we currently live in now. We know Al-Quran. How to say Al-Quran is for, the message is for me. Allah revealed this Quran for me as well, like for me to learn from it, for me to stay away from the down, and for me to continue thriving in what Almighty Allah commands us to do. And if you look at the Quran, Allah told us story of the people before us. And in Al-Quran, Almighty Allah is telling us what's going on right now. You could find so many verses that will tell you what's happening right now. And in Al-Quran, Allah is telling us the future, which is hereafter, what's going to happen. The monumental event that's going to happen in hereafter. Almighty Allah is telling us about Al-Jannah, for the people that believe, that abide by the book, that follow Muhammad to the path of Islam. And Almighty Allah is telling us about hellfire, what's going to happen to people, the deniers, that deny the signs of Almighty Allah. They deny all the books of Almighty Allah. So all the prophets that Almighty Allah have sent to them, in some verses, Allah say, most of the former people, they have gone astray before them. We had already sent a warning among them. We've already sent a warner to warn them, but guess what happened? They're also dead, very arrogant. They're not listening. So the end for them was so bad. So many stories that Almighty Allah referring to how He destroyed the first people. So He already told us the people that were very denial, what happened to them. So He's telling us, if we're not listening to the message of Al-Quran, to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we will end up in a bad place, and we don't want that. Inshallah, we will not deny. We're not among the people that deny. We are among the people that believe in Almighty Allah, and inshallah, may Almighty Allah help us and continue to guide us and keep us in Islam, and ensure Al-Quran is there to us. And the last note before we end this introductory podcast. Please, brothers and sisters in Islam, read Quran with two intentions. One, read Quran with intention of the message is there for you. The message, Al-Quran, Almighty Allah is talking to you directly. Secondly, read it, not just reading it, read it with yatadabbarun, like you reflecting and each verse is. You reflect. Reflecting is good. You know, at your workplace, if you made mistakes, they ask you to reflect on your mistakes and what you learn from your mistakes. So look at the Quran like you're reflecting on the issue words. What Almighty Allah said is ask questions. Ask questions. It's good to ask questions. Ask people that have the knowledge of the Quran. Ask them questions. I think we have access to huge library of Al Quran that you could go online. You could contact all our famous sheikhs. They're very easy accessible. All these famous sheikhs, they're very accessible. Like you could contact them, or go to your local masjid and ask questions about verses that you don't understand. Ask questions. This question will lead you, inshallah, to keep your faith stronger. It's good to reflect on the Quran. It's good to read the Quran daily. If it's 5 minutes of your time, you just, what? Today, I'm just going to read one line from the Quran and I'm going to reflect on it throughout the day. That's enough. Imagine you're doing that daily. Your 5 minutes become 10 minutes. 10 minutes become 20 minutes, inshallah. Yes, we all busy. Yes, it's the job. But we know. But try and find a time. May Almighty Allah make it easy for us. May Allah keep us in Islam. May Allah make sure we are among the people that believe. And we beg Almighty Allah to please show mercy on us on the day of judgment as Muslims. Salam Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Subhanallah wa alhamdulillah. Wa la ilaha illallah. Allahu akbar wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah aliyyil azim.